This is actually the second time I'm doing this. Oh my god. The first time my mic wasn't plugged in properly, sorry to say. But yeah, I'll recap. There's a gentleman who is going out of his own um, comfort zone with regards to play. Basically, sex is off the cards, and they want to know what they can do with their sub this weekend that doesn't involve penetrative sex. Um, Previously, all of his subs have been, or their subs have been fine with sex, but they're struggling for ideas because that's outside of their usual sphere of experience. He has plugs, clamps, collars, gags, bullets, various restraints, and the sub is into, well, he doesn't go into much detail other than spanking, bondage, choking, all the usual suspects. And I'm like, well, there you go, spanking, bondage, choking. If they're into humiliation play, I want suggestions for activities, positions, etc. Anything that you would normally do in a session, basically, except for the fact that there's no sex. Um, as a tip to make sure that the sub is, I don't know, safe and feels a lot more confident, keep their underwear on. And anything you do, you can do through their underclothes, using vibrators and whatnot, and definitely spanking and impact play. Various sensations you could do, wax play, predicament, watch the secretary. That's I'm not sure whether it's good in a DS sense, but it's good in some ideas that you could do for predicament bondage, bondage in general. If you're into humiliation, you can have a humiliation session. Basically, sky's the limit. I mean, the sex is definitely one of the smallest parts of kink play and BDSM play. It's for some, well, I guess for some it is a large part of it, but you know, as time goes by, you add more and more to your, I don't know, repertoire, I guess. And I guess you've got to clarify as well the what they actually mean by penetrative. Do they actually mean also forced oral and all sorts of other stuff like that? Um, Actual physical body parts inside or not, whether implements such as vibrators and bullets and all that sort of stuff and plugs are okay. Definitely ask and clarify on those, because there's a fine line between, you know, sexual and actual. Well, for some there's a fine line between sexual and actual sex, but you can have sexual or sexualized play but have no sex whatsoever. So think about that. Definitely predicament bondage. Um, Tie them up and make them do things. Have them sit there. Have a DS session. What else? Wax play, impact play. You have clamps, all sorts of other play. You know, forced orgasms. You can make them orgasm without any penetration. Use a vibrator on them. Um, Again, you need to clarify a few other things as well with them, like, you know, what is okay, what isn't okay. Is forced oral okay or not? Um, what what their experiences are. There was very little information for me to go off, other than to say anything that you would ordinarily do, just don't have sex with them. Basically, um, I'm not sure whether it is more and more that sex has been emphasized, or people think that sex is a primary thing within kink, like actual penetrative sex or not. But for me, it's not. I don't know. It's a good test to see why you're into the kink as well. An interesting thing though, I would probably suggest is, as a top, see if you have people that are interested in playing with you And when you take sex off the cards, like all sex, like you getting BJs or you getting oral or you penetrating them and see how that goes. It is interesting to do. I've done it where basically said, don't talk to me about having sex or anything like that. The difference in the people that approach and the difference in the reactions you get is quite interesting. Um, you could test it out. Depends on if you're curious about the difference or not. But as I said, anything that you would ordinarily do in a session, just take the sex away. Anything at all. Like I said, sensual play, massaging, teasing, sexualized, um, all that can be done. It's just, yeah, that one little component is taken away, and it shouldn't be the complete focus because sometimes you may or may not be in the mood for it, or they may or may not be in the mood for it, or it might be off the tables. It's a chance to explore and try out different things and try and find out what you like about certain aspects of the play. So, anyway, I best be off. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and there are some ideas there for you for the weekend. Predicament bondage. Bondage, like tie someone or cuff someone up and, have them do things. Watch the secretary for ideas. Spanking, always a good thing, and the usual suspects. Anyway, I gotta go. Catch you later.